Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, we're going to take a look at Small World Minnie at skill level 4, 5, and 6. And also in this video, I'm going to address some of the questions you guys had around how to use Small World Minnie, and also some of the tips and tricks that I've learned for these higher skill levels. They are slightly different compared to skill level 1, 2, and 3, but overall they're pretty applicable. So if you're looking for a video that talks more about skill level 1, 2, and 3, check out the link in the description below and also in the top right hand corner. In that video, I do go over Small World Minnie in depth, where I cover some of her base stats and also some of the tips and tricks that I use when I'm using her at a lower skill level. For the most part, they are transferable. Between skill level 1, 2, and 3, the tips and tricks are relatively the same, but you have to pay a little bit more close attention at the higher skill levels because there are longer chains that you connect. But for this video, I do want to focus on skill level 4, 5, and 6. And just as a recap, the difference between skill level 4, 5, and 6 has two components. The first component is that it will require one less Tsum to charge up between skill level 5 and 6. Both for skill level 4 and 5, it's going to remain the same. They're both going to require 13 Tsums cleared, or 13 Small World Minnies cleared off the screen for you to activate her ability. But in terms of the chain amount, each time you level up her character, it does go up. So at skill level 4, your maximum chain is going to be 9. Skill level 5, it's going to be 10. And at skill level 6, it's going to be 11. And this number that I'm referencing is the length of the chain that you could drag during her ability. So if you pay close attention, I am doing this a little bit fast, so you have to maybe slow it down or just pay close attention. But during the ability activated, you'll see that for skill level 4, I'm only going to get a maximum of 9 chains, meaning that no matter how long you drag it, the maximum will only be 9. And the way you could tell if you fully dragged the line straight or not is if the other Tsums turn black. If you achieve this where you drag the maximum amount that you could possibly can, all the Tsums surrounding the gameplay will turn black all of a sudden, indicating that you've already made the maximum chain. So if you notice that if you don't see all the Tsums turning black after you drag a really long line, that just means that you left some Tsums on the table, meaning that you didn't max out the drag. So that's one of the things that you do want to pay close attention to when you are using Small World Minnie, is just make sure that when you are dragging it, that you are dragging it to the maximum amount. The next thing you want to do is make sure all the bubbles are popped before you activate the ability. And this is a question that I got from someone who watched my previous video. And the reason why you want to pop the bubble is because when you are dragging that long line, you're going to pop surrounding Tsums. So if you have surrounding Tsums and there's a bubble in the way, then that means that you're missing out on the chain potential. Now, what I want to show you guys is a side-by-side comparison of the ability activated at the same time. So that way you could try to use the same strategy as I am. Alright, so here we have Small World Minnie activated at the same time, where the boat comes out and then a bunch of Tsums gets dragged. So I'm going to slow it down here so we can analyze what's going on. So the boat comes out with all the little small friends, and then you make the long drag. So keep in mind, like I mentioned, is once you complete your drag here, all the Tsums surrounding it will turn black. So if you look at skill level 4, I dragged it and I got 9. Skill level 5, I got a max of 10, and skill level 6, I got 11. And that's the max. And you'll see that once you fully drag everything, the surrounding Tsums will turn black. That's when you'll get the confirmation that's the longest line you can make. And as I resume here, I'm going to show you the chain. So for skill level 4, I got a maximum chain of 30. Skill level 5, I got a chain of 32. And skill level 6, I got a chain of 34. And as you can see here, a lot of the Tsums did get burst. So the longer your chain or the straighter it is, you'll pop a lot more Tsums. And that goes into one of my other strategies that I mentioned in my first video, is you want to strategize where you're clearing these Tsums or where you're dragging the line. You want to avoid the edges because, like I mentioned earlier, your ability will clear surrounding Tsums. So because there are no Tsums surrounding at the edges, you want to try to avoid those as much as possible. You want to give the edge at least one Tsum space, therefore clearing you the maximum amount. Another thing that you want to avoid doing is drawing a circle. You want to actually draw a straight line as much as possible, but at these higher skill level, you do want to give it a little bit of a curve, because if you don't, you're going to end up off the screen. So if you are playing at a higher skill level like skill level 5 and 6, towards the end, you do want to curve it a little bit. And what's different between skill level 1, 2, and 3 versus these 4, 5, and 6 is that because you have a lot longer chain, you could actually start curving it. You don't necessarily need to worry too much about where the zooms are. In skill level 1, 2, and 3, I did recommend you to pay attention to where the Small World Minis are, so that way you could start charging up for your next ability. But because these higher skill level, you're going to clear a majority of the screen anyways, that part doesn't matter too much. It's just really about clearing it. Now, I am going to fast forward the gameplay here and show you what I earned for these first gameplays. And keep in mind that these are my first time playing skill level 4, 5, and 6, so these scores aren't necessarily the greatest. At skill level 4, I got 2,359. At skill level 5, I got 2,874. And at skill level 6, I got 3,812. So for my first attempt, I think that it's not too bad. I heard reports of people getting high 4,000s and even reaching 5 to 6,000 for skill level 6. Although I haven't necessarily seen it, I also heard that this zoom got nerfed for the international version, so it might not be possible. But I will keep playing her and just see how well it goes, and maybe I could get to the 6,000 range. And also, I played this game a second time, I wanted to see what really the earning potentials are, because I tend to do better as I practice with these zooms. So this is my second gameplay here, just to show you guys some comparison of what you could earn if you play a little bit more with Small World Mini. And at skill level 4, I got 2,462, so I did improve for skill level 4. And at skill level 5, I got 3,637. So I almost got 1,000 coins more with a little bit of practice. And then at skill level 6, I got 4,292, breaking that 4,000 barrier. So I think that with some practice, 5,000 is definitely achievable. 6,000, I don't know, that might be a stretch, but definitely 5,000 is definitely possible. So Small World Mini is one of my favorite ones out of this month, just because it is a little bit more challenging to use and earns a decent amount of coins. So if you are relatively new to the game and don't have a good coin earner, Small World Mini might not be a bad option. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that you guys found this video informative and helpful when you are practicing and playing Tsum Tsum. And if you'd like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this, definitely don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching.